So then I had to sit in a room for like 4 hours while they reamed my life through a computer to make sure I wasn't, I don't know, John Gotti or something.
Karla.
Yes.
Karla with a K. We're here in San Diego.
America's finest city.
And you're homeless.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Wow. That's broad. Being homeless in San Diego is, it depends on the person. For me, it's an adventure. My goal at the end of life, if you would, or retirement / end of life, was to start with 1 foot in the Pacific and end with 1 foot in the Atlantic, hitting all of the lower 48.
You're going to have to explain that.
We were just going to zigzag.
Oh, so you're going to travel?
Yeah, walk.
Yeah.
I read this book a long time ago called Walk Across America. A guy wrote it in the 70s, and that's exactly what he did. Now, I mean, he had, hippie commune after hippie commune to stop and stay in. There's not really a whole lot of that now, but my walk is actually to call attention to homelessness and the issues that revolve around it. Yeah. It's actually pretty, I don't even know the word. It's pretty complicated. Like, there's a large group of people that think, oh, people are homeless because they're drug addicts or they're lazy or they don't want a job or, this, that, or the other. It's really kind of a hand-in-hand thing. Most of the drug addicts I know are drug addicts because they don't want to sleep. They don't want to get raped. They don't want to get mugged. They don't want their stuff stolen. They're scared to sleep.
Meth is a perfect homeless drug.
Right.
Because you don't sleep, and heroin is a perfect because you don't care.
Black is the new dope. Black is coming into San Diego hard and heavy.
What's that?
Black. Heroin.
Okay. That's what I thought you meant. Tar.
Yeah, there are
heroin.
people that are younger than my children, which is really young, that are on the streets slamming heroin. And I don't know where it's coming from.
Well, it's hard to do homeless sober. It messes with your spirit. It messes with your,
See, for me, I think for me, and this was a problem that my children had. For me, it's like that show Naked and Afraid or the survival shows or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. You get to see how MacGyver-ish you can be. You get to see how.
Okay, I hear you, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but this is no way to live. You're surviving.
Oh, absolutely
but,
not. You're not even surviving.
So you remember the day you were evicted?
Yes, August 15th.
You were evicted out into the streets.
Yes, for helping the homeless.
Yeah.
I've actually spent my entire life helping the homeless or the underprivileged. My children have spent their entire life volunteering and doing, grab bags for the women's shelter with kids, on Valentine's Day. And things like that. They were required to give all of their toys away at Christmas in order to get new toys, and they would wrap them and go give them to other children. Because, we were a low-income family. I was mom and dad most of the time, and we couldn't go out and buy new toys to give other kids, so we gave them our old ones. Yeah. I have fostered 2 children whose parents were, independently, not through the state, whose parents were homeless. One of them I actually met while me and my family were in St. Vincent's. Being homeless in San Diego, there's one thing about San Diego that really kicks butt, and that is you are not going to go hungry.
That's everywhere, though.
Love the people of San Diego because they will come out in droves, even with their children, small children who made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for you and pass out food. Yeah. The city, however, will do their damnedest to completely and totally annihilate the spirit of these people. They will give them tickets. They will arrest them. They will, make a scene in front of their children. They have started now food lines. Some of them that have been coming for more than 8 years, which is a Mexican. It's actually tonight. You should totally go get a shot. But it's where the blue building that used to be for art, right there at 16th and oh my gosh, I don't know where the Goodwill is.
16th and oh my gosh, I don't know. I like that.
Where the Goodwill is, and they've been doing that for over 8 years. Actually, across the street beside the blue building, and the security team that I call them the hashtag team because they work in hashtag grids.
Yeah. And the business district.
Right.
Yeah.
They started coming and power washing the sidewalk during food line time. At one point, the 16th Island, 15th Market Block, public storage, the sidewalks and that one block were getting power washed 3 times a day.
Where they're feeding.
Right.
Right.
And deep cleaned at least 4 times a week.
So you were telling me some other stuff that's going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot of the mayor. I heard him declare war on the homeless last February. He literally said, it's now time to declare war on the homeless. His PR people came back and said he meant homelessness, but Freud, whatever. And you can see it in legislation, number 1. You can see it in the development, number 2. I don't know how long you've been coming and going from San Diego, but San Diego used to be really small. Like you could see all the way from Bankers Hill to...
So you've been here all your life?
No. I haven't been here since 1994 until this stint. But this place, this city, from the moment that I stepped foot in this city, it felt like where I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I spent 20 years trying to come back here, and I get here and I'm like, oh my God.
It's different.
It's the gates of hell.
Oh my God. So how long have you been here now?
Since March of 2016.
Okay.
And it is, what is it? March of...
Yeah.
Oh, wow, 2009. Wow, I've been here 3 years.
So you're telling me you were in the tent shelter when it flooded? Yes,
Alpha Tent when it flooded. Saying things about Mr. McElroy or McElroy or however you choose to say it, depending on where you're from, and his institution are usually detrimental to your housing situation.
I have no idea who that is.
He is the CEO of Alpha.
Okay.
But my goal was never to be housed anyway. I went into the shelter to seek out housing because my daughter...
Well, you got to say you went in never to be housed, but then you said you're seeking housing.
Well, I was seeking housing. I never wanted to be housed. My daughter, however, she's in her 2nd semester, freshman in college, was like, I'm not done with mom and dad time. I want to live at home. I miss you guys. So I went to get housing for her.
Okay. But explain, you didn't go there to get housed.
Right. I mean, I did go there to get housed, but not for myself, for my daughter.
Right. It sounds like you don't want housing.
I would love housing.
Right. That's what I wanted to clarify.
Yeah, I would love housing.
Nobody wants to be homeless.
But it's
your motivation was for your family.
Right. It wasn't like me being out on the sidewalk. I would have been okay. I would have made it.
Are you sleeping on the sidewalk?
Yeah. Well, sometimes
That's not
in
cool.
a tent or in a tarp. It's actually really good for your back. It really, really is.
But still,
if the concrete wasn't cold, I think that everybody should sleep on the sidewalk at least once a week.
But then you got to find places to go to the bathroom. You have the cops moving you around. Yeah, I'm sure you're. That's where the MacGyver mode comes in, right?
Even though the United States Constitution, it doesn't protect. It does. It protects my right to rest and travel. However, and I'm gonna tell you exactly verbatim what this officer said. I don't know his name. It'd be great if I did, because boy, wouldn't somebody love to call him out. But so I was having an argument with this officer one day about the right to rest and travel, and he was like, well, the right to rest and travel was actually in the Articles of the Confederacy, which was great. I loved that he came back with an actual intelligible response. But so I was like, okay, well, let's just say that we were stupid here in America, so they put it in layman's terms. Any right that's given to you by God because it's necessary for life. It's necessary for life.
Yeah.
Food, shelter, rest, travel, and the pursuit of happiness. Why? Because sad people suck. Anyway, he looks at me and he goes, not in San Diego. And I said, are you telling me God has no jurisdiction in San Diego? He said, yes, ma'am.
I don't mean to laugh.
No, that's funny. It's funny.
Right. No, I can. Yeah.
But he gave my husband and myself a ticket for encroachment
So how many tickets do you have?
I only have the one because we try to stick to the, they have a law here. They call it the humanitarian law because it's humanitarian to let people sleep on the sidewalk. Yeah. From 9:30 p.m. to 5 a.m.
So every morning you get rolled up.
At 5 a.m.
At 5
If you
a.m.?
don't, you can either get a ticket or go to jail.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And that's humanitarian.
And then you were talking about the rock garden.
Oh, yeah. So for all the taxpayers out there, you need to do research when you are voting or when you are deciding on legislation, because San Diego likes to, what's the word? I can't even think of the word, there's so many. But they like to dress up the truth with, well, a lie. We'll just put it that way. It's like M&M chocolate truth covered with candy coating a lie. You gotta chew through the lie to get to the truth. A lot of you probably voted for the rock garden under the overpasses downtown to beautify the city. Well, let me tell you, the rock gardens that you and I are normally used to going to see do not look like these rock gardens. These rock gardens are jagged, pointy, jackhammered concrete slabs that have been concreted.
They're anti-homeless.
Yeah, they're anti-sleep here, crafting, if you will. One of the new pieces of legislation trying to get pushed through is sidewalk enhancement. Just vote no. Just vote no. Let's just say 40-year-olds and rebar through the head don't mix. Yeah. It's that simple.
No, I get it. What would you want people to know about homelessness that they probably don't know?
Homeless people do not want to be homeless. They do not choose drugs over jobs and housing. There might be the few, but they are outliers, I promise you. Let me give you an example of a day in the homeless life in San Diego. You are up at 5 o'clock. You then have to go and get in line at the day center, because if you are not the first 15 people in line, you will not get signed up to wash your clothes, take a shower. These are things that every human being with dignity want to do. Okay? Well, the day center opens at 6:30, but no staff is there except for security until about 7:38.
And you got to be first in line, otherwise you...
Exactly. There's no leaving and coming back.
Right. So you're in line, what, how many hours?
2 roughly, depending on how many people you have that can stand there and wait for you that aren't going to, get mad. Yeah. So this puts you at 8 o'clock. For men's showers are at 8:30, women's showers are at 9:30, and they are 2 blocks away. Now, you've had to store your stuff at the day center, go 2 blocks away to take a shower. You have to come back to put your hygiene and your dirty clothes away. Right about now, it's about 10 o'clock. You have to line up at 10:30 to get fed at 11:30, or you'll never get a plate. Right. So, at 11:30, you're eating. You're done eating because you get to go through the line as many times as possible, and you don't know if you're going to be able to make it to dinner. So you do. That ends at 12:30. I mean, it ends at 12:30, but they close the cafeteria at 1.
Right.
So after that, you have from 1 until 4:50, which is 3 hours and 50 minutes, to take things to storage, get things you might need out of storage, go to the library to charge your phone so that you could possibly go online and apply for a job, look for a job, contact family, what the heck ever. Now, it is 4:30. Your storage is about to close. The day center has closed. If you haven't gone and gotten your stuff from the day center, they put it on the side of the road, and the homeless have their way with it. So you go to storage, you exchange everything, put things away, pull things out, bam, it's 6 o'clock. Now, you're gonna go put your stuff down in your spot, and you have to go find dinner. There's a food line here, a food line there. If you stand in certain parts of town, you'll get a drive-by. We're trying to build a new name for drive-bys. Drive-bys are when people of the city come, drive by, and give you food. Mm-hmm. You know, no shot, bang, bang. But once that's
food
said...
buys.
Right. Once that... Food buys. Once that's said and done, it's about 8. That's your day. And now you're going to go pretty much stand and twiddle your thumbs till 9, because if you set up before 9, you'll go to jail.
Yeah. You don't have Netflix. You don't have.
Right.
Yeah. So
like the whole have clothing that makes it through the day, that's nice enough to go get a job. Put it this way, this was our second stint of homelessness in San Diego.
And you do this every day.
Every day.
Every day. There's no days off.
If I stand here with my cart, right here, for more than 5 minutes, I guarantee you an officer would pull over and tell me I need to move.
Right.
Encroachment. Encroachment is something that actually keeps people from getting jobs nowadays. There are habitual misdemeanor offenders that have never had a record in their entire life because they get tickets after tickets after tickets for encroachment, which isn't even a law. It's an ordinance. It's an ordinance that was put in place to keep business openings, like the front doors of businesses, to keep dumpsters and open trash cans away from the doors of businesses and residences, so that, well, people didn't have to smell your trash.
Right.
So basically what the city of San Diego has done is they've labeled the homeless trash, and they are ticketing them for being too close to...
Well, it's psychological warfare. They're trying to wear everybody down so you'll go someplace else. But the problem is there is no place else to go.
There is no place else, and...
how do you get there? I mean...
We don't wear down easily. We sleep on concrete. We eat things that aren't warm. We bathe in extremely cold water. We take alcohol swab baths. We wear clothes 4 and 5 times before they get washed. And even if they get washed, at that point they might get Febrezed and hung on a fence. And I know.
And people think you want to be homeless. No. They want to be home. They're lazy.
No, they're not.
And
they're not lazy by far.
You don't get a day off. You don't get a vacation day.
No. If you take a vacation day, something bad will happen. It may not be horribly bad, but something bad will happen.
You don't have water, then you don't have food. If
exactly.
you don't, there's no sitting in bed watching Netflix.
If you notice, most of the people that are walking around homeless, they're usually chapped here, and here from doing this with a dry mouth, or this with dry, dirty hands.
Yeah.
San Diego is nice enough to have some public porta potties. Not really keen on the cleanliness, and they're supervised by security, which is nice. But especially downtown, there are a lot of, like, for instance, you can check it out with your camera. 4th and C. Right around 4th and C, there's this huge building. It's just sitting there, empty. You know, and that happens a lot here because, you know, small business comes and goes, large business comes and stays whether it needs to go or not. And what happens is the buildings get emptied, or like all of these high rises that are going up. Do you know how many high rises are being built here right now? Yeah. Let me tell you something.
Well, let's stay under empty buildings. I mean, they could be.
But the Pinnacle, for instance, it's not even half full. And there's like 5 more going up around it. What's going to happen to those buildings is 20 years from now, they're going to be the buildings at 4th and C. Because
I get it.
They're not, you know, billionaires are building, and they're billionaires, but eventually they're going to need to make money. Right. And the city, instead of allowing the city, dude, I alone could probably have 20 different homeless men and women that have electrician experience. You know, all kinds.
You just need a chance.
We could just go in and fix it. And then bam, how many homeless are housed? What?
Yeah.
It didn't cost the city anything. Yeah. It didn't cost the taxpayers anything. We would be willing to do it of our own accord.
We can't build our way out of homelessness.
Exactly.
We need to start using some existing properties and being creative.
Right. Their logic is, let's create an environment where if you've got this many apartments, a percentage has to be for low-income families. Well, guess what? Doesn't matter if we're low income. Guess what? We still have to do the same as everyone else.
And a lot of them is for medium low income, not the low income.
Yes, you still have to qualify. There is a rat and roach infested apartment building on, I'm not even going to say where, but that way.
That way.
And you have to have a 650 or higher credit score to even apply. It's for low income housing. Now, let me tell you, if there are low-income families that can pull a 650 out their rear end, I am going to kneel and pray. But more often than not, they either have bad credit or no credit. And no credit is just the same as having bad credit. Our situation, my husband was laid off. His company merged with another company. All of the senior employees were laid off. Okay? They came back right before they had to give them a severance and said, hey guys, you can have your job back for $14 an hour. No per diem, no travel pay. This put my husband making from $5,700 to $6,200 a month to enough money to get it to the next job. So what did we do? We quit paying credit card payments. The responsible thing, as far as I'm concerned. Then after the credit card payments, we quit paying for the cars. After the cars, well, we quit paying rent. Then we're in hotels. Then we're in a rental car. Then we're on the street. We even cashed in our IRA. Now we have no retirement.
Karla, when we first met, you said you were going to tell me a story about San Diego, the greatest city.
America's finest.
America's finest city.
As long as you have money.
You did.
I did.
So let me ask you, if you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
If I had 3 wishes, what would they be? Well, for my children to have what they need, for my husband and myself to be housed and comfortable, not there, but, you know, with a roof over our heads, and the ability to somehow get other people to understand what's really going on in the world. I think that people are
so they'd be self-aware, or not self-aware, but aware of the world.
I just think that they need to have less static, be less worried about material and more worried about
people.
Yes.
So
when the box says what race are you, I create my own box and write human.
I like that. I'm gonna steal that. It's been wonderful talking to you. Thank you so very much. And
I think it's great that you do this.
You've really made my day, and you've educated me, and you're gonna educate everybody watching this. You're very well informed. And oh my gosh, stay safe, please.
I'm gonna stay safe, definitely. I don't know if I'll stay warm, but I'll stay safe. Oh well, I'll stay warm now. I have socks. Thanks.